going on, guys? This is my first time trying this out, so we'll see how it goes. If you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. My name is James. I drive a 91 Honda CRX. I also have a couple other Hondas. We'll get into that later. Right now I'm currently going through and cleaning up the car after the Dragon. I haven't had a chance since we got back. I've been sick, I've been working. So right now I'm going to give you just a little quick rundown of the car, and we'll just go from there. All right. Okay, so this is the CRX. Currently cleaning it, so I have stuff just everywhere at the moment. Start with the interior. I have Recaro LX confetti seats, running an EG armrest, Momo suede steering wheel, GSR shifter, it's still stock. I'm gonna upgrade that soon to a Skunk 2. I have an old school Grex shift knob on it. I threw in some Chasing J's goodies right before the event, so I picked up their pedals. I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit, but I actually was able to make them work. Yes, the dead pedal looks silly, but it works and I don't care. I also have GSR cluster in here. It's on a quick release wheel. I have a race spread foot plate, which has been fantastic. That was a great experience with that. I'm still getting used to it, but I really enjoyed having the grip at the heel whenever I needed it. As you can see, I have custom brake lines. I'll get more into that soon. That's actually my radio because I run gauges, and I actually have AC in this car as well. So I'm running Ruster tuners, decal kits all around. I threw them all in, and they are fantastic quality. I definitely recommend them. On the outside, I've got a Volt Racing CE28Ms. These are 15x7 plus 35s. I run a 205/50 tire on it. These are NT05s currently. I will be upgrading to Falcons, probably the RT660s. I had them on another set of wheels, but it didn't work out. I'll explain all that eventually. I rep Sunworks, which has been a very long time with the team. Currently, I have the JDM front end on the car. I think I'll probably be leaving it on just because it helps with the cooling of the engine. I also have PCI side skirts, which help give the car a little bit of a lower bar. I run EDM taillights. I have an Apexi exhaust, which that's coming off soon. I'm going to be doing custom exhaust because the pipe's broken, and I'll show all that once I tear it apart. So for the engine setup, I'm currently running a B16A cast CTR pistons, ARP rod bolts. It's got a crank scraper. That's it pretty much for the bottom end. Top end, fully built, Skunk 2 head, everything. Pro 1 Plus cams. I run toted cam gears. Also, more Chasing J's good. Is wire tucked. I kept the fuse box in the bay, obviously, because I'm running AC and it's just easier accessibility. I'll be taking you guys through the process. I have my fan relays in here. I don't know if you saw on my Dragon video, but my fans quit working, which was a situation. I had to take the bumper off on the Dragon. Don't want to go through that again, so I will be relocating some stuff. As of right now, I'm running the Skunk 2 dual, half size rather, radiator. I have a 11-inch Nishimoto. I'm going to be changing this engine, so I will be exploring different cooling options, because for the B16 it was great. For the B20 I had all kinds of problems. So I'm doing a poor man's Type R build. I'll be using this head. I'll be using that block. I got that from a buddy. I've had that for a while actually. But yeah, full bolt-ons. I haven't dynoed this engine setup. It used to run ITBs, and it was dynoed then, and it made like 178. Torque sucks, obviously, it's a 1.6. But, that was going from a B20 VTEC, so my butt's just not happy. So I'm gonna be redoing it. You wanna say hi, Haley?
Hi.
Hi. How old are you?
Good.
How old are you?
4.
You're 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you enjoy school?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm doing a video. Yeah. You didn't notice? Okay.
So golden.
That's golden. That's heat wrap.
Right.
Yeah, protects the header from burning my pipes. Yeah, Daddy's got to keep the AC. It's too hot in Florida. So yeah, run a 15/16 master, custom brake lines, all done by me. Everything has been done by me except for paint and body. I got the car with the paint and body already done. There she is. Obviously, it's not perfect. It's okay. It comes out good in video, so. This is a carbon fiber hood. I had it painted. It was very yellow, so since I run a passenger JDM carbon fiber lip, I didn't want it to kind of clash. So we'll see. I'm thinking about going back to just sanding it and beating it, leaving with carbon fiber again. So. You want to go on my car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in a second, honey. So that's a quick rundown. Suspension-wise, I'm running kind of a mixed match of suspension. I run AMR engineering in the front with a 10K rate, and I run function form type 2s in the rear with a 7K rate. Other than that, it's a 19mm front sway bar from EF sedan of some kind. That's oil jugs. And then stock right now in the rear, it's a rear SI that I picked up from my buddy Dylan, who does a bunch of EF parts and everything, and I've actually bought a lot of stuff from him. So previous to the Dragon event, he posted these for sale, and I decided to hit him up, and I purchased them. Picked them up when I was up at the Dragon, so that way we didn't have to deal with shipping and anything. So I will be installing extended front studs to match the rear. These actually have the honed development rear correction kits, so that will help with the suspension geometry. These run the Scarebird rear brake brackets. I've never actually experienced with these before, so it'll be interesting to see if the offset on my wheels change or not. Hopefully it doesn't. So I will be installing a Progress 22 rear millimeter sway bar as well on the vehicle when I do the rear disc brakes. This car already has rear disc brakes, but I'm actually going to be taking these off and installing them on my daily, which is a EK 4-door sedan. For brakes on this thing, I'm running ITR calipers with fast brakes 2-piece rotors. Obviously those things are pretty cooked, so I'll be cutting those to fit and clean up because they were vibrating like crazy even before I left for the trip. Rear, I'm running rear discs, GSR rear discs, eccentric rotors. I run Hawk HP Plus pads all around. As you can see, the brake dust is immense. But the car stopped. So hopefully you guys like the Dragon videos I posted. A lot of it was a lot of nonsense with like the guys I went up with Hacker Honda Classic and Dave's group and stuff. So, it was my first time really hanging out with those guys. It was a really good time. A couple of the guys I just met, and we all just had a blast. So, sure, honey. All right, I guess my kid wants to play, so I'll check back with you guys later. Okay, so getting back to the B16A. Like I said, I had a problem with the B20 VTEC like a month before the Dragon event. It was right after a track day that we had in August. Started up, it was misfiring, and so I checked it, and I was down over 90 PSI on cylinder 3. So tore it apart. I found damage in cylinder 3. It was kind of like pitting, but my tuner was over one day, and we were working on putting the B16 together, getting it running, and he found that the crank was totally scored on the mains. So that crank's trash. Thankfully, I have some really good friends in good places, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but what do we got? A buddy of mine came by and dropped off another B20, which is in that bag right there, and lo and behold, it also came with a VTEC head, and also the crank for the B20. Another B20 VTEC, but I don't think I'm going to put the CRX. It'll probably end up in EK, just because I like to rev out my motors, apparently. It was a lot of fun with the B16, so instead of worrying about cracking the cylinder walls and stuff like that, I'm just gonna stick with the 1.8 build. While I was on my week vacation, you know, enjoying the Dragon and the mountains and everything, I had a couple problems with the car. Obviously, I nut bolted the whole car. I was gonna make sure that nothing was gonna fall off this car. I overlooked one very, called a big thing, kind of very important thing. I had just put this engine in 2 weeks before the event. I got it running, I drove it. I put maybe 50 miles on it, if that, before I drove it the 2,000 miles for this trip. So, day one in Georgia, my throttle body fell off. And my buddy Grant got a good video of it just hanging by nothing but one bolt, gasket hanging off. I'll put that, you know, right here.
I'm sorry if I'm documenting this, but this is... I just want to apologize.
And then, so thankfully he had spare bolts. I was able to put it back together. That was about to ruin the whole day, and that happened early in the day. So we got that fixed, got it sorted, and it was good. Car has been ripping, had no problems with it. Fill the oil every once in a while. However, I did spring a coolant leak that I need to diagnose. Obviously, I was able to limp it all the way home from Georgia like this. There's a meet next weekend that I would like to take the car to. Buddy's putting it on. I always kind of go out there and support him. You know, he posted it as a CRX meet, but he, you know, allows all the cars to come out and stuff like that. He just tried to showcases the CRXs. And get working on this car. I figured I'd look over the car since, you know, the Dragon took a toll on the car the whole trip. So sorry if it's a little noisy. I have an AC unit right here. I'll check the audio. If it's too bad, I'll turn it off. So here. First thing, I have a nice rock chip on my windshield. Everything looks to be pretty decent. Bunch of rock chips. It's to be expected. A whole bunch of rock chips. Jeez, man. Okay. Alright. I know this happened. I saw this earlier on the trip. I actually broke this installing it because I was being a brute instead of being gentle, and I cracked the whole housing. So I will be replacing this eventually. Another rock chip there. Overall, the lip doesn't look too bad. Maybe one chip there. Not bad. Not bad. Don't really see much damage. Ugh, a little bit more there. There. Oh, otherwise, looks pretty good. So, not too worried about the whole paint situation. Long story short, color doesn't match the car. I dropped off parts to a buddy to paint. I gave him my fuel door. Turned out my fuel door is not the same color as the car. Didn't know until we were installing the parts and there was a light on it. That's the only way you can really tell when there's a big, or like a strong light on it. So, other than that, no big deal. So, I picked up a coolant pressure tester, so I'm gonna hook that up. I'm gonna pull my spark plugs because I was having a fuel issue. I don't know if it's so much a stuck injector or not, but my tuner's like, go ahead and check it. My tuner, by the way, is Coogan Tuning. I'll link his YouTube when I get a chance as well. One day I went to go fill up my oil on the Dragon. Well, it was a trip going to the Dragon. I wanted to make sure I had enough oil, and I missed. I will be posting all my fails. I don't just post the good stuff. I will post the stupid stuff as well. Oil all over my valve cover. I had filled up an oil jug a little over what it normally comes with because I had a little extra from a jug, and that happened. I had a funnel and everything, and I totally missed. So I'm stupid. Don't you worry. I will have plenty of dumb stuff for you. So yeah. So I get to clean that up. I mean, it was all the way over here. I had oil everywhere. There was just oil. It was 5:30 in the morning. You know, not smart. There's an oil leak over there as well, and we will dig into that. But first, let's take these out. As I'm taking these wires off, I noticed my Chasing J's spark plug cover is cutting into my wires. So I am gonna have to do something about that. I'll probably put a piece of rubber on the metal part that sits right here, or I'll try to find the stays to bolt these down further down, but that could definitely be a problem down the line if I let it keep doing it. So I'm definitely gonna have to address that. All right, I turned the AC unit off. It'll be easier to talk. All right, so I pulled the plugs, cleaned the valve cover, cleaned the oil, cleaned the coolant off the transmission best as I could. I'm not too worried about it because, like I said, the motor's coming out. It'll be easier to clean everything else once it's off. No, whatever. Pulled plugs, and first time I ever seen that on a plug, but it's also the first time I ever ran octane booster because this thing is pinging under like 3,500 RPMs. So if you watched any of my videos, it was me trying to keep the RPM up over 4,000 RPM pretty much the whole time while I was driving it. That won't be a problem with the new build. It's going to be less compression. This is like 12 and change right now. This is going to be like 11. So, yep. Next is I'm going to go ahead and pressure test the radiator. So let's see how this goes. All right, well, after fighting the fitting on the radiator, because it's a used kit you rent, it's all rusted. I'll show you later. This was also bent, so I had to fix that as well. People don't know how to use tools. It drives me insane. So right now I've got it pressurized up to about 14 or so PSI, and I don't see any leaking at the moment. So I'm gonna try to push it a little bit more, and we'll see what happens. All right, well, it's only been not even a minute since that last video, and I found the dripper. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. There it goes. So now it's just a matter, I think it's just a hose. I'm gonna try and tighten this clamp down and see what happens. But it's kind of hard to see in here without taking all the stuff off the car. So I'm gonna give it a shot, see if I can just tighten that hose clamp down and we'll be good to go. There you can see I just went ahead and tightened them all down, and I'm gonna clean it up. Pressure test it one more time. Should probably get some dye to find where that oil leak is coming from. I have a feeling something with this is going on too, because you can tell there's a gap. I don't recall that being there with my Skunk 2 cap, so this will be getting changed out anyway. I have another Skunk 2 cam cap, but it looks like it's hitting the VTEC solenoid, so that might be the leak. It might be the gasket's just not sealing well enough. It's hard to tell, but all right, cool. I'm glad that was nothing major, because I was thinking head gasket. Put those back in. Clean this mess up, because this is gonna spill coolant everywhere again. I'm gonna check the catch can, because I haven't checked it since the entire trip. Hopefully it's not full. Little trick with titanium, if you didn't know, I'm pretty sure Chasing J's, tells everyone in their kits that they get, but Windex makes it look brand new. Brought all the color back in it and everything. Not bad. I got the catch can out, and you can't see it, but I can see it. And there is certainly oil up into the first fitting from the bottom. First fitting from the bottom. So it's full of oil. This is just kind of that's how dirty the bay got all around while I was on this trip. I cleaned it up Sunday. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to clean it Saturday, so it was disgusting at that meet. But I got a chance to clean it, but obviously there's one spot I couldn't get behind the catch can. That is how the entire engine bay looks like before I cleaned it on Sunday. So, yeah. This thing gets dirty, I promise. It just cleans up nicely. Finished putting the car back together. I drained the catch can. I did find one more coolant leak. It was a hose cap that I have on the skunk to intake manifold. I'm gonna revisit that one of these days. I don't like having a cap on a coolant port because they do crack. Now, this wasn't cracked. The hose clamp was loose, so it seems to be the theme here. I don't know, too much vibrations. They are 78 mounts, so it's a possibility, and it's all fairly new. I've driven the car. I put the car together last October. I got it running and stuff and drove it, and only drove it a couple times throughout that year up until this past month, before I went to the Dragon to pull the motor out, so everything was taken off. So combination of a bunch of stuff, but as of right now, it seems like I've gotten everything handled. I don't know if I'm going to start it tonight. Unfortunately, I have the car facing backwards. I don't normally have it like this. It was just so I can unload the vehicle when I came home from the trip. The car has not moved. So once I get this all cleaned up, maybe tomorrow I'll take you guys on the test drive with it. I'm gonna put this together, finish it up. Maybe we'll drive it tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. You're washing like that on my car? Okay. All right. You're lucky I love you. You're lucky I love you. You want to say bye-bye?